Scratch has definitely seen its fair share of Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, and honestly, it's no surprise. The platform's simplicity and ease with coding have made it a go-to for many aspiring developers. Now, if you've been around the channel for a while, you would know that only a handful of these games really stand out as a true masterpiece. But most of them, well, let's just say they can be a bit questionable.
First, use your screwdriver to manually remove the antenna and ears. Next, pull out the eye sockets by pressing them down before hearing a click, then pull them out. After that, unstrap the neck from the body to reveal the neck.
That said, the community has still managed to create some truly amazing projects, and honestly, some of these games I'd argue are even better than fan-made hits like One Night at Flumpty's or Five Nights at Candy's. So today I've got a few games that I consider to be the best of the best on Scratch. Now, a couple of quick things before we dive in. First, I am not going to be talking about unfinished projects like the Sparks Deadwire, because let's be real, we haven't seen the full potentials of those yet. And second, I had to pick games I already played or games that are still up. Unfortunately, a lot of the ones that I wanted to feature were taken down by the Scratch moderation team. And these games aren't ranked in any particular order, but hey, feel free to drop a comment below letting me know which one you think deserves the top spot. Alright, yapped enough, let's just get on with the video. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was an interesting one. This is probably one of the hardest games I have played, and it does not hold back any punches. To a lot of people, this is the best FNAF game on Scratch. Let us see if that's true. You start up the night and are greeted with 2 doors on each side and some kind of UV light which you can switch the color using the mouse scroll wheel. And behind you is a panel for Endro to reset him because, I don't know, he likes to pound on generators or something. So like any FNAF game, we get a call from our boss, right? And apparently there was an investigation going on about a kid going missing. And during the call, I just couldn't help but laugh at some of it. Because Ender had this monotone and nonchalant voice as he was explaining about the literal child that just went missing.
That kid went missing. Poor kid. I feel bad, man.
So after the call, pretty much, the mechanics were simple. If the creeper is at the left door, you use the red UV to make it go away. Same goes for the circus baby chick. I'm sorry, I don't know her name. And Endro is unique because you have to flip up this tablet that's behind you, and depending on what camera he is on, that is the button you press. And fail to do so means he shuts off your internet. Cool, we got all the mechanics down, right? If you thought so, guess what, idiot? Night 3 throws it all in the trash. And I swear, that was the only time in the entire game that things were normal, because the next nights were absolutely brutal. So the building out of nowhere just catches on fire. Like literally everything just catches on fire. So now we are greeted with a decrepit building with deadly robots coming to kill us. Isn't that great? And the mechanics are completely different now. So instead of using the UV light or using the tablet to stop Endro, now we have this small vent to cover the doors and vents. And somehow this small vent is enough for them to just completely backtrack and not kill us. Man, I love this game. Behind you is also a generator which you can use to block off another small opening in front of you, which, okay. Why can't my guy just leave it there covering the vent? Like, if they struggle to even come into the door with a small vent, then what chance do they have coming in through a tiny vent blocked by a massive generator? There's also the tablet again, but this time is to eliminate Endro depending on which doorway he's in or vent. And now you have to make sure you don't die from lack of oxygen. So that's cool. Call it a skill issue, but I have died so many times trying to beat this level, or really the last couple of nights. And like I said, this game just completely takes a 180 and we're only on night 3. Just wait until we reach night 5 and 6. It gets crazier, like way crazier. But so far, this game is really good. I wanted to point that out because I know some people are probably thinking that I'm bashing on the game. I'm not. I just find some of the elements to just be pretty silly at times. But this is honestly a really good game, and I rank it very highly as one of the greater games on the website. And keep in mind, these developers, they don't even make money or anything. The most that they get is a ban from the moderation because it's FNAF. And honestly, it takes a lot of dedication and love for game development to make something, even if it results in it getting banned after weeks or even months of hard work. But we are not done. Let us talk about the final nights of this game. If you somehow got through night 5, you get this cool cutscene. Now, I don't know much about the Endro franchise or the lore, but just know that after this cutscene, nothing is the same ever again. If you thought things could not have gotten any worse, well, they did. Now there's this new character in the mix, and once again, the game does not care at all about your sanity. The mechanics are still the same, but there is some slight changes. Now you cover the door and vents when it is the Endro or endoskeleton monsters, and you use the panel only if Endro's eyes are glowing red. You're also given a flashlight, but honestly, what difference does a flashlight make when you're literally in hell right now? And this guy with the keypad mechanic, oh my god. I literally have not felt this overwhelmed with mechanics since Another Nightmare 3. Somehow I took the extra hour to beat this game, and yeah, I skipped the cutscene. I'm not gonna watch all of that after beating this night, you crazy? Just give you my extras menu, thank you very much. But my final note of this game is it's a very good game. Yes, I have issues with it, but those issues stem more of me being bad at the game than the actual game having problems. But overall, this game is definitely up there to be one of the greatest. Do I think it is the greatest? No, I don't think this is the best FNAF game on Scratch, but I can understand if it's your favorite game on Scratch. And spoiler alert, there's another Ender game that I will talk about in today's video, so let's move on, shall we?
Hey there, Editor IDEC here. Before we go to the video, I'm going to introduce you to another fan game similar to the one we are going to be reviewing today. But before we do that, I'm gonna follow the creator because he is retarded.
Five Nights at Mikey's Remastered is one of my personal favorite FNAF games on Scratch, and I consider it to rival a lot of the other games on this list. Which, there isn't a lot, but still, it's real. Now, I don't have actual gameplay of this game, sadly, since Scratch decided to take it down, so I will just be playing the Scratch scale video I made from 2 years ago. Heck yeah, now this is the kind of game that I'm into. I will not be going in depth why I see this to be a really good game. If you want a full analysis, then go watch the Scratch scale video. I'm actually going to do that with all the games I have already reviewed or Scratch scaled. But to give you a quick rundown, you're in an abandoned building in a Disney-like park, and it's a Five Nights at Freddy's 4-like game, but not. Let me explain. You can go up to the doors, and if one of the characters are there at the door, then you can just close the door until they leave. And if you flick your mouse down, you will go down what is the coolest ladder transition into a pit where you can wind up the music box. As you can see, the mechanics are pretty straightforward and don't offer much outside of the main games, but in my opinion, I think it all works. Let's see what I had to say in the video from 2 years ago. You'll be defending yourself against animatronic versions of well-known characters like Rex, Spider-Man, Mickey Mouse himself, and all that shenanigans. That's it? That's all I got to say? Man, I really need to update this analysis. But yeah, Five Nights at Mickey's Remastered to me is one of the few games on Scratch I genuinely enjoyed a lot. It's really good, it's Mickey Mouse, and it's better than River Country. Sorry, not sorry. And once again, if you want an analysis on this game, go check out the Scratch scale. Okay, bye. Remember in the beginning when I said the games present in the video was not going to be in order? Well, I take it all back. Replaying Daylight again made me realize that this game was actually a lot better than Mickey's Remastered. But Mickey's Remastered is still better than Endro's 3. I have to admit though, this game was a masterpiece and a step up to Endro's 3 in every way. Notice how Ender's game showed up twice in this video? Coincidence? I think not. I remember playing this a year ago or so and thought it was good, but now I can definitely say this is a top pick for a FNAF game. Yeah, sure, you can say that the art could have used some lighting or VFX, but honestly, I think it looks perfect. The game looks really good even without any special effects. And overall, the gameplay is really good, so let's talk about that, shall we? First of all, there are about 7 characters in this game. I don't remember the names for all of them. At least I think I know them, but I will try my best too. First, we got the guy in the back whose name I think is Sam or Sammy, one of the two. Please don't roast me if I'm wrong. But he's the typical guy who has 3 phases and flash when he's on 3rd phase. Pretty easy. Andrew is very unique in my opinion, so he will go on either side of your doors. And if he does appear, then hide behind the wall next to you, and he will be making a clicking sound which gives you time to flip up the camera and set a signal to the opposite room from where he's located. For example, if he's on your left side, then you would send a signal to Camp 6 and vice versa. The short ballerina girl, I think her name is Juliet, she is similar to Sam, but instead of appearing behind you, she will appear at either left or right side of your door when you hide. The green bug Scently, I think, hope I'm saying that right, Scently, is a cool mechanic where you need to pick the color that matches his eyes when they glow. CB the CB the Creeper depends on you transferring him to a different camera when a notification pops up. The same goes for Skellerina, which is the other tall ballerina that is usually out with all the customers. And the red animatronic X-Trap will appear in front of you in your office, and all you have to do is look behind him and he will leave. And yeah, as you can see, it is a lot of animatronics and a lot of mechanics. Now I think about it, I have no idea how I found this easier than Endros 3, but I managed to beat all 5 nights without even dying once. Could be because I already played this before on multiple occasions and on stream. I couldn't tell you, but all those spices help cook up for an amazing stew. But yeah, this game is a masterpiece and I think it's one of the best FNAF games on Scratch. But if you think this game is the best, then I have absolutely no problem with that, because this definitely deserves a top spot. But let's move on to the honorable mentions. I won't go deep into 2 of these games, but I think I should at least recognize them. These are the honorable mentions of today's video: Day Shift at Kerbos 2 and Hide to Survive 3. This was one of the only Hide to Survive games I could find from Chuck, so I apologize if this isn't the game you guys would have recommended. But I still think Chuck deserves at least one of his games mentioned in this video. Both Day Shift at Kerbos 2 and Hide to Survive 3 are really good games in their own right, and I think they deserve to be recognized by everyone. Well, Day Shift at Kerbos takes itself less serious than most FNAF games, but it is really well put together, just like Hide to Survive 3. Both games may not be considered the best, but I do think the developers of both games should have at least a small segment here in this video. Speaking of Kerbo, however, I'm planning on giving the 3rd game an analysis video, so stay tuned for that because I am very excited to see what's next for the series. But now we got that out of the way, I think it's time I really tell you guys what really is my overall favorite FNAF game on Scratch, and I consider to be the best in the entire website. And if you stuck around during the streams, you will already know what game it is. And to nobody's surprise, my top pick for best FNAF game on Scratch is Baxters 2 Scrapyard. If you haven't seen the Scratch scale, please go check it out. It says in detail on how I feel about this game and what I rated it. But man, this game is just really good, outshining all of the other games in this video by a long shot. This game just has it all. It has amazing visuals, good gameplay, and unique mechanics. There are even 2 separate chapters which have completely different gameplay from each other, but still manage to be just as fun. Well, maybe not for chapter 2. The whole downloading thing was kind of rotting my brain a bit, but everything else was just pure perfection. Even the final act was amazing. Everything in this game came together to create the perfect FNAF game on Scratch. Speaking of, the best part being, it has not been taken down by Scratch, surprisingly. So you guys can play this game right now, and I highly suggest playing it. It is really good, and I cannot stress enough how good it is. I have already made an entire video on rating this game, so go check out for a more in-depth analysis. I will link this game in the description for you all to experience. Well, that's the end of today's video. If you watched the entire video and reached this far, comment orange in the comments. First person to comment orange will have their game be picked first in the next stream. Seriously, thank you for watching through this whole video. It has taken me well over 11 hours of editing without any break. I do not like leaving things unfinished or set things to the side. I'd rather do things all in one so I don't have to worry about them later. And again, this video took me so long. I had to cancel one of my streams today. So I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would give this video a like and subscribe. If we could at least hit 100 likes, I would be very happy. Thanks again everyone for tuning in. I will make more videos like this if it does get enough support. I wasn't planning on doing a Scratch video, but you guys deserve it after sticking with me after years of breaks. This video is a love letter to those who pour their hearts into these games. Like, if you think about it, the fact that we would go beyond to create silly projects on a kid's website and make no money, and most likely just have it taken down by the moderation team, even though FNAF games, I'd argue, are the game that take the most development and time on the entire website. It's just pure dedication. There seriously isn't a community more passionate than the FNAF community on Scratch. With that being said, guys, please drop a sub. I'm trying to reach 20,000 subscribers. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next upload. Peace.